How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be doing another POV driving video on this 2021 Aston Martin DBX. If you are subscribed to my channel, you probably know that I just did a review on this 2021 Aston Martin DBX. So if you want more information about this specific SUV, definitely head over there. I'll leave the link on top of the video right now. But taking off. Yeah, this DBX does have a 0 to 60 time of 4.5 seconds flat, so it definitely accelerates very, very well. One thing that I also didn't really mention in the review, and I don't really like, and I'm sure there's a way to turn it off, but I don't honestly have the time to sit around and mess with it, is that little chime that always happens whenever you go over the speed limit. I mean, it is what it is. I guess it's a good safety feature. It's a good little reminder. And I'm sure there's a way to actually go ahead and turn it off. But I simply do not have, the time to sit here and mess with it. But there is a lot of different ways to customize the digital dash as well as this touchscreen right here. And I think it's definitely very on brand for Aston Martin to have an interior that is can be customized so much, because I mean, just look at their cars. I mean, this specific vehicle, it has over 60 different exterior paint color options for this specific year, as well as the interior, I believe, has over 20 different interior options. Now this specific DBX is a very awesome spec in my opinion. It is finished off in the lunar white on the exterior, and then the outside paint color is complemented with the kind of matte black 22-inch factory wheels with the gloss red brake calipers, and that is pretty much matched with this interior. This interior is all obsidian black leather, has red stitchings all throughout the interior, so the obsidian black leather does match the kind of matte black wheels very, very well, and the red stitching again does go very well with the red brake calipers on this vehicle. I do know I forgot to mention this at the very start of the video, but I do want to give a quick shout out to Aston Martin in Summit, New Jersey. This DBX is in their inventory right now. It is for sale, and if you are in the market for any Aston Martin, really definitely be sure to head over to their website and go check them out. They also have a lot of different used cars in their inventory, a bunch of different used luxury cars that aren't necessarily Aston Martins. But again, if you're in the market for a brand new 2021 DBX, I believe this spec is honestly really, really great, like I said before. But yeah, quick shout out to them for letting me drive this brand new DBX today. guys could tell just from this video probably that this thing does handle very well throughout the corners. Obviously this SUV is all-wheel drive, and it is an SUV, so you do get a lot more body roll than you would with a car with a lower center of gravity, but that is to be expected. But even without giving it the benefit of the doubt, because it is an SUV, when it is in the Sport Plus mode and the suspension is nice and tightened up, it actually isn't as much body roll as one would think from a 5,000-pound SUV. Yeah, you could tell that this thing definitely gets up very, very quickly. And actually, clicking the drive button again, now it's basically just automatic, and then switching over the modes back into Grand Touring mode. And actually, that's another thing that I didn't really mention before. You actually have to be going 25 miles per hour to change driving modes. So once I get back onto one of the back roads, that's when I'll change it over. In Grand Touring mode, you're going to see that it honestly it pretty much switches over instantaneously. It feels like almost like an entirely different SUV. Just like the DB11 that I drove, it pretty much acts the same exact way. Now we're under 25 miles per hour. Goes from Sport Plus to Sport, Individual, and then back up to GT. There's also Terrain and Terrain Plus mode over GT, but obviously we're not going to be doing any off-roading in a brand new dealership-owned DBX today. But you can definitely tell that when it is in Grand Touring mode, it is not even slightly as aggressive as it is in Sport Plus mode, and it honestly is extremely comfortable to drive. One thing that I did mention in the overall review of this SUV is that it is very easy to drive, and honestly could be a very practical family car. Now that being said, you're still spending pretty much around 200 grand for a family SUV. But if you're in that market and you can afford it, this is definitely a very, very premium quality luxury SUV. And you can tell the difference between this leather and the stitching and everything. I mean, Aston Martin's quality is definitely unquestionable. Over the years, they've made such a very respected name for themselves that, I mean, it kind of goes without saying the quality that you would get from a vehicle like this. And also, although it may be controversial, I do like the addition of this AMG engine. Me personally, I'm not much of a Mercedes guy, but when I was doing my research on this AMG engine for the DB11 V8 that I previously reviewed on the channel, there's literally nothing but good things that is being said about this engine. I believe it's the same exact engine in the C63 AMGs from Mercedes, as well as again the DB11 V8s and the new Aston Martin Vantages. And I feel like ever since kind of the Aston Martin name got, I guess, bought back, or basically got separated from Ford, Aston Martin has been focusing a lot more of their R&D on performance and racing, which is something that underneath the Ford ownership, Aston Martin really didn't, it wasn't in Formula One, it wasn't in any of the big name racing leagues that you see. And I definitely do think that it is a good thing that Aston Martin is focusing on more performance and racing, because you definitely see it translate into their modern day vehicles. And now again, switching it back over to drive, now it's an automatic, and I mean, it's pretty much it. I do like the fact that they reused a lot of the interior parts from the DB11. You see that a lot with different manufacturers. But everything in this DBX is just, it feels absolutely flawless. And when you're in Grand Touring mode, in automatic, just like this, it's pretty much just silent in here. It feels absolutely amazing to drive. Now that being said, guys, that's pretty much just going to wrap up today's video. Again, if you want more information about this DBX, definitely head over to my full review that I did on it. And if you are in the market for an Aston Martin, definitely go check out Aston Martin in Summit, New Jersey. But like always, guys, thank you for all the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.